Reporters Without Borders did get in this morning, but with almost greater difficulty than ever before. This is ridiculous. We've had access issues throughout. But we did manage to monitor the proceedings, and this morning's arguments so far have been mostly about the U.S. assurances in this case. I want to repeat our position that Julian Assange should not be in prison in Belmarsh. He should not go to the U.S. to be in prison. He should not be in prison in Australia. It doesn't matter where this incarceration takes place. He should not be in prison, full stop. So we...
Almost surreal to spend a morning in this grand building to hear the lawyers acting on behalf of the United States try to stretch the interpretation of the law and, of course, trying to convince the court that the United States will treat Julian Assange very fairly if and when he is extradited to the United States. They are, of course, putting those assurances front that have been measured by Amnesty International, by other organizations, and found that they are worth nothing. They are proposing that Julian could serve his sentence in Australia, and that was reported in the paper this morning. What is that worth? They are keeping out the fact that that is not possible unless he has exhausted all appeal possibilities in the United States, which could take a decade. What kind of assurance is that? His legally privileged communications was spied upon. His lawyer's office in Spain was broken into. He was under constant surveillance and under condition in the Ecuador embassy was tantamount to torture. We've also heard that the country that wants to get him overseas, the United States, was planning to kill or kidnap him. It should not be a possibility. It should be absolutely impossible, just on the basis of that, to extradite him. We should not be arguing the merits of the law in this courtroom. We should be talking about the obvious justice, obvious to you, obvious to everyone.
And in all this debate about assurances, remember that it's there in black and white in the United States submissions that those assurances can be withdrawn at any point in the future. So quite frankly, they could be giving an assurance that Julian Assange can stay in a penthouse on Central Park, and it would mean absolutely nothing because it could be removed at any point in the future.
Julian appeared over video link for a little while, and everyone who saw him saw what I had witnessed on Saturday, that he is in a terrible state. He's extremely thin, and it's shocking, frankly, that that he's in this state. And it's a special type of cruelty to have to sit through today, having the U.S. distort and try to undermine the expert testimony which the magistrate sat through for 4 weeks. She listened to the facts of this case and came to a conclusion, and that was that Julian will not survive extradition. That ordering extradition in this case is tantamount to killing him. Because he exposed the crimes of the country that is trying to extradite him and the country that conspired to assassinate him. If this were Jamal Khashoggi, would the UK courts even get this far? in extraditing him to Saudi Arabia. Our laws have to mean something. The US is using these courts, abusing these courts, to further its political persecution of a publisher who was doing his job. And in doing so, it is creating a precedent for all of you and your colleagues that can be used by the United States in the future or by any other country that is paying attention and going to pursue their dissidents, their journalists in the same way.